Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I thought I would do a pick a card reading for this Mercury retrograde. We are in the pre-shadow as of September 6th. Today is the 10th of September while I'm doing this. Retrograde goes from the 27th of September to October 18th, and then you're in the post-shadow Mercury retrograde through November 2nd. So we're just gonna do a pick a card, see what kind of messages we get for you guys for some advice, guidance through the Mercury retrograde, September 27th, October 18th, and if you count again the pre-shadow, which we're already into the post-shadow, that's September 6th through November 2nd. So pick your, I'm ready for fall, as you can see. Pick your reading. We have pile number 1 here be this brownish orange pumpkin here. Pile number 2 in the middle is the selenite tower. And pile number 3 with the white pumpkin. So the orange brown pumpkin, the selenite, or the white pumpkin. 1, 2, 3. See you in the timestamps. And hello there, pile number 1, those who chose the orange brownish pumpkin there. The first card out for you with the Halloween deck is Invisibility, Authenticity. So, scary looking card, but it's not scary. This is asking you if you're being invisible. Are you being your true authentic self? Are you hiding and are you like hiding yourself away, your true authentic self away? Are you copying other people, trying to be like other people, listening to what they tell you? Oh, to be this, you have to be like this, and that, you have to be like that, and this is the right way to do this and the wrong way to do that. And sometimes you have your own way to do things, and that's perfectly fine. And as long as it's getting done, as long as it suits you, as long as you're not harming anyone, or yourself, there's perfectly can do things your way. And that's what's being asked of you through this Mercury retrograde, is to look and see, are you being invisible? Are you being your authentic self? Are you sharing your ideas, sharing your talents, sharing who you truly are with the world? Or are you hiding? Are you being a copycat? Are you trying to be like someone else? Be your own self. Look within here. This is a good opportunity to look within, see yourself for who you are, and allow yourself to be who you are. Do some of that inner work. You have the Strength card here too, and the Knight of Bats, which is the Knight of Swords. And again, I want to say that there's certain things going on with you guys, pile number 1, that is triggering you. You're being triggered in ways. You'll find yourself being triggered if you're not already. We're already in that pre-shadow, and I was triggered today. In fact, I was on the phone with someone and they said something and it wasn't even a big deal, and I got really instantly upset, and I didn't act out on it, but I felt it. And so I thought to myself, okay, why did that just trigger me so much? Because I knew it was me. I knew it was just me reacting to something, and then I had to question it. So that's what you may find yourself experiencing if you're not already through this Mercury retrograde. Gives us an opportunity to see those things within, not yet healed, that we need to heal. And so if you find yourself being triggered, don't be surprised. But instead of reacting to that and yelling at someone or overreacting to something, respond to it by asking yourself, why am I so triggered right now? What needs to heal? And with the Knight of Swords, you'll cut through that, find that clarity, get that truth and clarity in that situation and begin to heal that, whatever that is that's causing that trigger. You have the King of Ghosts and the Ace of Pumpkins. So you have the that King of Ghosts, which is like cups, which is our emotions. So of course, Mercury retrograde is going to affect your emotions in one way or another. It's going to affect your communication. We all know well, not all of us, but a lot of us know that, and a lot of us know, things can get glitchy. Might not be a great time to sign things and enter into contracts and that, make major purchases and those sorts of things because it could cause problems, in the future. But here we have the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Ghosts. So I want to say, um, our emotions, we need to balance them. Make sure you're balancing your emotions, being in touch with your emotions, understanding what's triggering you, and getting a new way of, trying new things, new ways to understand that, to heal that, to express that, if you need to whomever, and heal that. This is emotions here. Also, we have the Page of Swords. We have two of those, Knights of Bats and Page of Bats. So we're gaining a lot of clarity through this Mercury retrograde, and that's going to help us to stop being invisible, to be more authentic as we heal, as we understand our own behaviors, as we understand our own triggers, and being out there in the world. Excuse me. I think for some of you, this is just, this retrograde is actually going to be a way of opening up and having more opportunities and being out in the world. And I just see opportunities coming for you, and people say you shouldn't start anything new, but it's not necessarily true. I mean, we can't stop our life because it's Mercury retrograde. That's silly to me. You can't, there's certain things you need to be cautious and careful about, but life doesn't stop because we're in a Mercury retrograde. And again, it can be an opportunity for you to heal those triggers also. So, pardon my allergies here. Seven of Swords. Yeah. Now, some ways you're not maybe being honest with yourself about some of those things, so you're really going to need to look in there and see. See, now we get the Hangman. Look in there and see what you're not being honest with yourself about and how you're conflicted within about something here, and you need to take a step back with that Hangman there and look at that and observe yourself. Observe a situation, try to see it from a different perspective, try to see someone else's perspective. If you come into one of those situations where there is some conflict, bickering going on, try to see the other person's perspective. I'm not saying stand down and don't, because I'm asking you to be your authentic self here. The cards are, the universe is. But you're going to get that clarity. But sometimes, we need to stop and listen to the other person's perspective on something. We don't have to agree with it, but just to understand it so we can better understand them and come to reach a, conclusion that's, workable for both of us. This could be, also, you might find yourself at work or in relationships having to butt heads with others, having to really You know, be more assertive in some ways to get your ideas out there, and be careful of any aggressions from yourself or others, but, you know, be assertive and speak your piece and speak your mind and get your ideas out there and make sure you're expressing, get your voice heard there. And you know, because you could be coming into some debates or um, people trying to competition. You know, people trying to walk on you and push you to the side so they can be noticed and that kind of thing. So make sure you stand. You have your strength. Make sure you stand tall in that and be noticed. You know, be noticed. And for your talents and your smarts and your whatever it is, your talents, your creativity, your intelligence, your abilities, be noticed for those. Don't shy away. Don't become invisible. Don't become invisible. Okay? Be your authentic self. Share what you know. Share what you have. See some things from a different perspective. Maybe a different approach is necessary in some area of your life and something and that kind of thing. There may be some deception going on around you in some way, um, or you know you don't have all the information. So be wary of that. Trust your intuition and know if someone's not being truthful with you, and also be truthful with yourself. And you know, stay grounded, stay centered, and you'll be fine. Take deep breaths and you'll be fine. Mercury retrograde, we joke about it, it's scary and all that, but it's really not. It's an opportunity to heal in this reading, an opportunity to see what's triggering you, an opportunity to show yourself, to express yourself, and to get noticed, and to see some things in a different perspective. There's opportunities coming for you within this Mercury retrograde period. So between now and November 2nd, look for opportunities and don't be afraid to, you know, do your research and think about it and everything and think on it with that hangman. But um, don't just turn everything down because it's Mercury retrograde. You know, trying something new, and if you have an opportunity, if it works out, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, you know, that'll be a teaching for you and more experience for you anyways. So be your authentic self. Don't be invisible. All right, that is the reading for pile number 1. I chose the orange brown pumpkin. You know, blessings to you through the Mercury retrograde. Take care. Be well. And hello to pile number 2. Chose the Selenite Tower. You have from the Halloween Oracle the skeleton strength. And this is a card asking you to be strong in your vulnerability, being brave enough to be vulnerable. You know, sometimes we avoid situations where we're feeling vulnerable because we don't like that feeling, but it actually takes a lot of strength and courage to put yourself out there in a situation, you know, where you're going to feel that, where you're going to feel a bit vulnerable, to show your real self, to express your true feelings and those kinds of things. Because, you know, sometimes we can express a feeling, and for example, telling someone you like them a lot or you're interested in them, and they turn you down and they blow you away and you get hurt and you feel really awful, but you expressed yourself, and that's, you know, being vulnerable, or presenting something, an idea at work or something where you feel like maybe everyone won't be on board, but you know, you feel kind of vulnerable, and you need to have the courage and strength to express it, and it may be accepted or rejected, but either way you did it. And so, you know, that's good that you took the chance and that you expressed yourself. Maybe next time it will be easier, and next time it will be, you'll get a more positive response. So, you know, that's what this card is talking about. And also, I want to read the little these come with these little poems. On the outside is flesh, on the inside is bone. There is strength and vulnerability. In power we have grown. So the more you do that, the more you empower yourself, the less vulnerable you feel. But taking chances and risks, is part of life, and we all feel vulnerable at times, no matter what. And this is also about letting go of shame, pride, grudges, embarrassment. Um, through this Mercury retrograde, letting go and releasing some of those more negative things that you might be carrying around. Get down to the bones of it, and heal it, release it, and forgive it, and all of that kind of energy there with the skeleton. So here we have the Knight of Bats, the Lovers, and the Six of Swords with the Ghost Tarot. So let's show you Knight of Bats. That's like the Knight of Swords, so that's a lot of energy there. The Lovers, we have Dracula coming in to see Mina there. And we have the Six of Swords where they're in the boat and they're rowing out of the darkness and the rough waters into the smoother waters by the light of that moon. This figure here looks like the Grim Reaper, but he's actually pushing this boat into smoother, calmer waters out of the storm. So you'll be coming through to smoother waters here through this Mercury retrograde. You've been going through some things, it looks like. Could be in a relationship. Maybe you've been having some issues there and you're working them out. You're determined to work them out. It looks like here. I'm gonna expand on that further here after I look at these here. We have the Five of Imps, like wands, Ten of Swords, Ten of Bats, which is like the Ten of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. So this came out in the last reading too. It's just you may be feeling pushback. You may be feeling at work or in any group setting where there's different people around, family, work, whatever it is, where you're feeling that there's a lot of competition. You're having to compete to get noticed, to get your ideas out, to get your point of view across, to be understood, to be even listened to. So you may have to be more assertive in some way to get to get noticed and to get your ideas across. But it's asking you to take that stand and do that, not in a forceful way, but just in an assertive way and in a confident way. You have that Nine of Bats, which is that there's something here that you might have some feelings and that come up in you that have been painful. I talked about triggers in the last reading, and that's what I'm seeing here too. You may have some old wounds that still need healing, and those have a way of rising up during these retrogrades sometimes. You may be getting triggered in some way, but that's just an opportunity when that happens for you to recognize that and then heal that. Begin to work on healing that. You have the Nine of Pentacles here, which is really, really a prosperous card, and it's also a card of, to me, being able to give some, not all, in a balanced way, being able to be grateful for what you have and grateful, and you're being asked to be somewhat generous here in some ways, so you may be asked to give in some way of your time, money, donation, something like that, and you're being asked to go ahead and be grateful that you can, and to go ahead and do that, to share, pay it forward type of stuff. You have the Page of Ghosts here, so that's a message of love for you, and the Wheel of Fortune, and Temperance. So I was talking about healing. I think I want to put that together there with that healing those old wounds that could come up with each time this happens and these things come up and you start recognizing them and healing them, then next time it'll be less, and next time you know what I mean, it'll be less, and you'll be healing those things away one thing at a time, and get yourself um, feeling well and feeling balanced, and like with temperance. um, we do have the Wheel of Fortune here, so there may be some opportunities for you to move forward in something, in a relationship. I'm seeing for some of you taking that next step into a relationship, going to that next level. Like you were dating, now you're going to become exclusive. um you were already, and now you're going to get engaged or move in together, or just making some more of a commitment. Also, I want to say, with some of this energy here, I'm feeling for some of you an imbalance in a relationship, and you're going to need to have that talk. You're going to need to express yourself um, in that relationship so that you can bring it into balance. You need to express your feelings. Now, it is Mercury retrograde, so that might sound like weird advice, but that's what I'm seeing here. If you feel like you are able to, if you feel clear, if you feel like you are able to express yourself clearly and express your feelings here to someone, and they feel to you like they're going to be receptive at this moment in time, then express that and get that relationship back into balance. I want to say, if you don't feel that, like, don't pick the worst day of the week and, when everyone's cranky, to start having that conversation. Do it when you feel intuitively and read the room. You can. You have this temperance card here. And I feel like you can read the room, read the person, and when it feels right, when it feels that way, express yourself. Now, there's no guarantee they're going to be, accepting of what you say or whatever, but there might be some pushback or a little bit of, but we all have to have these talks sometimes, and sometimes that helps us to get these things out of the way. You express yourself, they express yourself. Now at least you know the truth and how everyone's feeling in the situation. Okay? You are moving forward in some way, so expect to move forward in some area of your life here, whether it's your job or that relationship like I was talking about. It could be about work also, like moving up in some way, getting a raise, getting a promotion, being recognized in some way, getting a bonus or something of that nature. Just moving forward in a positive direction, gaining something there. Okay? So you're very determined. You may feel a lot of really strong, determined energies also through this retrograde, to get working on something, to get sort through some things, go through the junk drawer and the junk pile or whatever and get rid of some things. So it's a good time for you to do that. If you feel like you want to do that, then it's a good time for you to do that. Just don't throw away anything on the spur of the moment that has been something you've kept for a long time. If it's meaningful to you, don't do it out of anger and stuff. If you feel angry, wait until you don't, and then make a more informed decision. Gauge your feelings before you go and make a mistake. It is Mercury retrograde, so be careful of what you're doing. All right, pile number 2, that is your reading. Hope it's insightful and helpful to you in some way. Take care and be blessed. And hello, pile number 3, those who chose the white pumpkin. Pile number 3, you've got Hearth. From the Halloween Oracle, you have Hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. The heart of every home, the fire that unites, winter's warmth centers, stories, love, and delights. So this card appears. You are being asked to look to what your idea of what a happy home is, family, what that means to you. Take time to build your love fire, and have it burning brightly. Make relationships a priority. If there's conflict within your home and family, it's time to take concrete steps to address the issues for good. If you are a member of your family is away from home due to travel or work, know that protection is being given. So pay attention to family matters here. Family matters may come up here through the retrograde, and that's going to give you the opportunity to hash it out, to deal with it, and create a happier environment, a warm, loving environment. Work on that if that seems to be in lack, or if things have just been out of whack in that way, or you just haven't been paying that much attention. You have the Three of Bats, which is like the Three of Swords. We have the Hermit going within, looking, shining the light, making discoveries within. And the Nine of Swords. So that's those sleepless nights and nightmares and things. That's really creepy in the ghost deck, but that's the vibe. So you may experience some of those things through the retrograde, sleepless nights, nightmares, negative thoughts and things, and they're gonna rising up for you. This painful thoughts and memories goes with that Three of Swords, bats, and the Hermit. So we're gonna shine a light within on those things as they come up for us, so we can identify them and heal them. Deal with them. Could be some of the family issues that are keeping you up and making you worry. There's the Four of Ghosts, Ten of Imps, and the Knight of Swords. So there's a determination here within you, may rise up in you to get these things sorted out. Whatever this is, whatever family stuff's going on, to get it sorted out. Nothing's going to stop you from addressing that. I feel like you're going to find yourself being more able to express that for some reason. And you have the Knight of Cups too, so that's that loving, healing energy as well. So coming together, that's loving yourself, loving others, and coming at this with a determination and a loving spirit to create something here that's been lacking or amiss in your family relationships is what I'm getting, that needs addressing and needs healing and you need to have that talk when everyone's calm, in a loving kind of way, not in a mean, angry. There may be some of that there that may happen. There may be triggers. There may be someone snips and snaps, and then that gives the opportunity to have a discussion about why, that person's feeling that way, why you're feeling the way you are. We're healing old things, so old things might come up here for you, which is pretty common during this time. There may be old ways of thinking about things, feeling like you've been stuck and bound to some things, addressing addiction situations or obsessive thinking. Like here we have, these obsessive thoughts creating all this stress and sleepless nights and things. We have the bondage there with the devil. So then we have that cup card. So you're being offered that cup of healing here with these two cards. And so that's going to create the situation where you can have that opportunity to address those things, heal those things, and move forward in a more positive way. For pile number 3, I'm getting really strong vibration here with family issues that need to be addressed. So you know what those are. It's time to address and heal the family. However that looks and feels and turns out, it's going to be different for everyone. But it's going to be, these things are rising up during this retrograde because it needs to be dealt with. And it needs to be brought back into a loving space. Loving staying together, loving moving apart, whatever, but in a loving, balanced, caring way, being determined to heal some rifts or things in relationships, family, creating that environment of love and warmth in your family, your surrounding, the people around you, whatever family means to you. That needs to be, you're going to have opportunity here to fix those things, talk about those things, express your feelings, your love for each other, and those sorts of things. Even if there are hurtful feelings and hurtful things, it's to express that love, bring that in together, and heal those things, and heal yourself as well. So lots of loving, healing energy here in this reading, so it's possible to do it. It takes some effort, and it takes love, love, love. Come from a space of love. Not anger, not all this nonsense. Come from a space of love. Okay? That's your reading for pile number 3. Blessings to you through this Mercury retrograde. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Bye-bye.